Hello and welcome to Grim Survival. All of my fellow gremlins, I forgot to turn on the light because, I usually have this giant spotlight in my face. And, those are my keys. And let's see. Okay, there it is. Lighting. It's too early for lighting. All of you guys talking about food this morning, just remember I haven't eaten yet. I'll do that after the live stream. All right, can everybody see me and hear me and all that fun stuff? Let me know. I got to move this thing over here and see that thing over there. Yeah, I could have set up better. I really could have. So as long as you guys can see me and hear me, just to be sure, I have a little something here I'm going to do. I've never done this on a camera before, and it's, not a challenge really to me because it's easy. I don't have to remember it all. But I'm going to ask everyone if you have the ability to please stand with me as I recite the United States Pledge of Allegiance, because that's what I'm about to do. Yeah, I'm going to do this on camera. That's my ugly ceiling. So, I'm really going to do this. So, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I just figured I needed to do that. I really did. It's okay if you're Australian. You can do it anyway. You have a flag, right? You just reword the United States part. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and challenge every prepper channel to remember the pledge in one of your live streams. I'm going to challenge you. You're challenged. Feel challenged. And to that note, skull. This thing's cool, isn't it? Thank you, John at Prepper Nation, for the coffee horn. That thing's cool. All right, I want to say a couple of shout outs here because I can't remember if I've done it previously, but CJ Conley, 454 Tiger, Missy Hassler, First Waffen, you guys are the last 4 people that have joined my coffee club and helping support my coffee habits, so I really do appreciate that. And I can't remember if I gave you shout outs yet or not, so there it is. If I had, then get 2. Okay, Marie, how's it going? I know John from Prepper Nation has been here. I seen Hutch. Got to thank you, Hutch, for all the hard work and help with this railroad thing. And that is what we are talking about yet again, because we have some things to talk about. I'm trying to pull up my notes here on the other screen. The coffee horn is blocking my other screen. That thing is tall. Like, move over here, coffee horn. I think the biggest goal with the coffee horn is not spilling your coffee because it's a little top heavy. So, yeah, that's fun. Where did I put those notes? Oh, they're there. I think they're around here somewhere. There we go. All right. Just to get started on what we have set up and what is happening now is we are right around 40 network locations, 40 in a lot of states. Some states have more than one. Texas being one has at least 2. Indiana, I think, has 3 or 4 already. I don't have the list pulled up because it's an external hard drive that's not currently plugged in. And so I can't tell you exactly what states we are currently in, but close. All right, so to get the hard part out of the way with the railroad, network users, as suggested by several people, including Angry Prepper, I am going to set up, a lot of people have been talking about a symbol or some kind of identifier to identify the people using the network. So what we have decided is a challenge coin type of thing. Challenge coin is, I've never heard of it really before it was suggested, but I have heard of it now, and I am designing a image for it. So I will never be showing this thing on camera, ever. You won't see it on camera. But I am putting it together. Now, the challenge coin will have a copyrighted, maybe copyrighted, but a unique image on it and a region code on the back. Now, the region code is used to identify that you are in the correct region when you are checking into a location. A lot of locations have requested such a thing. So yeah, it's just being done that way. Now, the hard part about this is it's not free. Obviously, I have to acquire the inventory of these coins prior to, being able to give them out to people. So there is going to be a cost to do this, and the cost has not been determined. The cost is also going to help with the printing, the mailing, the shipping, putting the packets together, and all the things that are associated with this, because it is not free. Obviously, it is just not. I was trying to not have to do this, but we really have no choice. We just don't. Nothing in life is free, right? So that's that. So the cost, like I said, hasn't been determined, but I'm estimating in between $10 and $20. I'm estimating, and that's not that's per group, not per person. So if you have like 4 people in your family, only 1 coin is going to be needed. So let's just clear that up. You don't need 1 coin per family member. You don't need 1 for all of your kids. You just need 1 with your family. And to make sure that, you can identify that those are your family, and not be bringing, Bubba from down the road with you, because that's just not how that works. So yeah, to be able to make sure that people know that that's your family. Now, obviously, we're going to put all the locations in contact with the users with email. So if anybody doesn't want their email shared with anyone that's possibly going to be using the network, please let me know that in my emails, because that is really the goal. We have to get people communicating. Communication is the key. We have to make sure, some of these locations, they do want to vet people. I know there's only been 1 to mention it right now, but one of them is going to require background checks. And the background checks, I don't think, is a viable vetting option. Background checks are just, but they are going to require it at 1 location. And that information will be known to anyone that wants to use the location. So you can make that decision when that time comes. Like I said, there are several states with more than 1 location. So in certain areas, you're not limited, really. It just depends on which direction you plan to go. So you're not going to be limited on this. Now for the obvious and the tracking, basically. So all the locations, Hutch Homestead has set up a inventory type system for locations. The inventory system is basically like a warehouse inventory type system. They, I don't know if you've never worked in a warehouse or anything like that, they have lots of spreadsheets, computer programs that keep track of what is where and what needs to go where. So we are setting up something very similar to this. Hutch put it together. It's on its way to my mailbox, and we'll go over it soon. I'm not going to pass out any of the information per se, because basically how it works is we're assigning a code number to each individual location, and this is going to be used to keep track of the locations themselves, obviously, and also the supplies that are at the location, the supplies that are needed to go to the location. Checks in the mail. Yeah, I wish. Anyway, I've been waiting for my stimulus check for I don't know how long now. It still hasn't come. I know people who have gotten theirs, but not me. So anyway, the inventory system, like I said, is basically for supplies, to keep track of the locations and, help us better organize this thing, and for supplies. So we're going to set up a way of communicating. We need an off-grid way of communicating. Now, radios are okay in short range, but we need, right now we're using postal service. That's just what we have. So we're looking into other ways. But yeah, we definitely are going to be expanding the communication. Long-term goal is to set up a good old Pony Express type of mail service, to where the locations that are close enough to each other can pass information back and forth off grid completely. Good morning, Liz Rambo. How's it going? So, where was I? Oh yeah, communication. So Pony Express type of thing. Most of these locations aren't that far from each other. They're in, the same state. They're within driving distance, really. So it's not that, as long as everybody's on the same page and communicating, it's not, too much to ask really to, hey, can you drive this information over there while we're still on grid? Yeah, this thing's cool. I need more coffee. Kelly Arbrook, how's it going? Yeah, I'm constantly having to hit the show button here on these comments. Constantly. YouTube just censors things for no apparent reason. I just don't get it. This is a little awkward. I gotta say, John, this thing's a little awkward. It works really well. I like it. It's cool, but it's kind of awkward, and I'm worried I'm going to spill it. Constantly worried I'm going to spill it. But yeah, coffee horn. I really feel like I should have mead or ale or something in that thing. Anyway, along with the coding system that we're putting together, like I said, we're going to be doing the challenge coins. So we're going to divide, I believe it was into 8 regions. I think it was 8. I believe it was 8. 8 different regions, I think. Hutch, let me know if it was 8. I think it was 8 regions, and these regions are going to have their own coin assigned to them. Each different region is going to have a different number on the back of this coin, so that we can keep track of who needs to be where and who is where. So if you are a user, you will have a region specific coin. If you are a user and you intend to travel from California all the way to North Carolina, you're going to need more than one region coin, because the purpose of the coin is to identify to the network location that you are who you are and you are in the correct place. So you are definitely going to, have to have more than one region coin to get from region to region. These coins can also be used for various other things between the network locations for communication purposes, such as the Pony Express type system where we're running mail really back and forth. But that is a more of a later goal, because the first thing right now is to get established. Now, on the establishment portion of that, we are already got, like I said, almost 40 locations. Most of the mail is on its way to my PO box. Once the mail gets there, and the mail is including the check-in location coordinates. That's what is in the mail. A lot of it is already on its way. People are sending it. So a lot of these all these locations are different. Some of them, like I said before, have, the ability to house people, 3 to 4 people or more for several days. A couple of places said a few weeks. Each one of these locations is sending a small set of rules to their location, so everyone will be on the same page there. This information will be coming in the packet to users. Yeah, it will. You'll have it. Domestic Gangster, how's it going? Let me see. I'm scrolling up in the comments. Indiana Prepper 2, how's it going, man? Good to see you. And still scrolling up here. Trying to read. Yeah, I know there was something here I forgot to do. There's always something I forget to do. Heartland Survival, if you're still in the house, that's definitely a channel I recommend. Go check out Heartland Survival. Good channel over there. A lot of good content. Yeah. Anyway, I was going through more notes. Yeah, I have a lot of notes. So as everyone knows, the last 48 hours now since the events of the 6th has really caused a stir, I guess is the best way to say it without getting myself banned or having the FBI knock on my door. Anyone speaking out, speaking out, that's all they really said. They said anyone speaking out or encouraging anyone to go to DC will be labeled a domestic, that T word, and charged with crimes and arrested. So I encourage everyone on your social media. Hutch, I think, said this earlier. Go delete your past posts. Anything political, get it off there. Just because it's a safety concern at this point, because they are hunting us. As patriots, you are currently being tracked, watched, and hunted. Yeah, that's a real thing. It's not a conspiracy. It's not meant to cause fear. It's meant as a warning. This is only going to get worse. But that's not this video. I'm trying to go through more notes. I have laying the groundwork of this thing is really challenging to say the least. It's challenging because there's so many different aspects to it, so many different people, so many different locations with different things. So that's the whole point of the inventory type system. Hopefully that gets it a lot more organized and a lot faster to make everything go back and forth. Indiana Country Girl, how's it going? Yeah, I know we have a location right on the Indiana-Ohio border, actually. So traveling across state lines shouldn't be a problem. It's just a matter of the regions. If if one state side by side falls into a different region, and I know Indiana and Ohio are in the same time zone, so basically we're dividing regions by time zones, if I remember correctly. So that would be a problem if you are in Illinois and wanting to go to Indiana, because they're in different time zones and therefore they could be in a different region. So yeah, it's really a matter of keeping track of everything. And that's the hardest part, is keeping track of everything and keeping it off grid all at the same time. Now, a lot of this information is still on grid and still going to be on grid. The locations themselves are the biggest priority to secure that. Now, mail can be compromised. It really can. I mean, it's a government entity. It runs through government channels, so it can be compromised fairly easily. It just can't. There's really no way without setting up a Pony Express type of situation where we are personally driving information from one location to another. There's no other way to keep it off grid other than that. And even then, it's still questionable. Radio communications, I need to go into that just a little bit. Yeah. Radio communications. Now, radio communications are easily compromised. I mean, they can track your location just by pushing the little talk button on your Baofan, which mine is over there, actually. Yeah, as soon as you push the talk button, you can be tracked. They can know where you're going, what you're doing. I mean, it's rather easily. Marie, thank you for joining the coffee club and supporting my coffee habits. I will have a drink to that out of the coffee horn. This thing is cool. I like this thing. It doesn't keep my coffee as hot as long as my Yeti, though. I got to say that. So if anybody's interested in one of these things, I have no clue where John got it, but it doesn't keep it quite as hot as the Yeti. There we go. Yeah, CJ, I do realize that Northwest Indiana is in a different time zone, but when it comes to regions, time zones is only a baseline. We're definitely going to keep every state within the same region. It has to work that way, because I can't be, you need an identifier for two of them for one state just because. I mean, Yeah, I realize that, John, it does come apart, but it looks so much cooler when it's like this. So, I'll try not to spill it. That looks really weird when I'm drinking that on camera. Looks like I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it. Good morning, Patriot Cowgirl, and thank you for all the help. Anybody on network locations, if you're receiving emails from Patriot Cowgirl, that is done on purpose. She is helping with the communication portions of getting the information out to networks, and I do appreciate that very much. So radio communication is basically going to be short range only. Now, alternatives to radio communication are going to be hand signals. Obviously, hand signals are not going to alert a location from a couple miles away that you are there. It's not going to. That's not possible. But hand signals are an alternative if we are willing to do so, and we don't have that set up, but it is a possibility, especially in an off-grid situation. It's definitely a possibility, just due to the fact that radio communications can be shut down just as easily as cell phone communications. They can shut those down. It takes nothing but the satellites up there to scramble the codes for the frequencies down here. It doesn't take much at all, and it's very easily done by the powers that be. So we have to keep that in mind. Setting up everything to be off grid is the difficult part, and that's where I need more help. I have emails. I'm not going to mention from who, but this is probably, I just see it. I don't really have a bad feeling about it. It does throw up red flags. I'm going to mention that the email says it's from a CIA perspective and how to set things better, like the CIA would do it from a former CIA agent. So, yeah, the CIA has contacted me. That's the joke, I guess. I don't know. But we got to assume that we are being watched when setting up something like this. We just have to assume that. So security is definitely going to be a thing. If people are bugging out, there's going to be a lot of different reasons on why that could happen. It could be because of civil unrest. It could be because of natural disaster. It could be because it's just completely hit the fan and the government has lost their minds more than they already have, right? It could be that. It really could. So security. There's no real way to protect yourself against the powers that be currently, not without a large group backing you. And we are not talking about that in this live stream. We're advocating for that for the CIA and the FBI who are listening. Not talking about that at all. Not doing it. Not doing it. So the need to be able to pass information by not going through any mainstream channels, no social media, no phones, no emails, not even the postal service. That is a real need. So how to set that up is my question. And I mean, we're going to have to set this up. We're going to have to. They've done it for a long time. There's people that have been doing it for a long time. There's people who have done it in the past. We can just look at the Underground Railroad as an example. How did they do it? How did they do it? So our history people here will know this answer better than I do because I haven't studied that much in that particular aspect of history. So how to get information from one place to another completely off grid, not even using the mail. Now these, like I said, these network locations, there's several of them in either the same state or the neighboring states. So they, in my opinion, but I'm a truck driver, so I can drive 1,000 miles a day and think it's nothing. But so in my opinion, they are all easily within driving distance. But not everybody's a truck driver. Not everybody can drive that far. Messenger pigeons, that's not a bad idea. I don't know how that works either, though. I don't have a pigeon either. USB sticks loaded with information. That's not a bad idea, other than in order to use the USB stick loaded with the information, you would have to disable your internet to your computer system, because as soon as you plug that USB stick in, it's just like anything else on your computer. It's easily spotted, seen, tracked, and hacked. So yeah, I wouldn't trust USB sticks any more than I would trust just the regular mail service. Yeah, so let's get to the Q&A part. I like the A better because I need a lot of those, but I do have I probably missed something on the notes. I haven't been awake very long and haven't had enough coffee. I really haven't. I'm just checking real quick. I went over the code system that's being already set up and going to be implemented here in the next couple of days. Each network location will be aware of their number, because each network location is going to have a number, and they're going to be aware of what number has been assigned to them. And yeah, we are assigning these numbers. It's not one of those things. Code words, I've gone over this before. Code words were for radio communications. Now, there's a lot of talk about setting up a more in-depth code. And if anybody has studied how to encode things, basically you use a book, you have numbers in a chapter, and you have numbers of how many words, and then you put a sentence together by numbers and chapters and things like that. Now, I didn't explain that very well. I know I didn't. And yeah, sorry. You can look it up. It's really easy to find that information. It's really easy. So the key to that would be everybody having the exact same copy of the same book. Now, that would be on grid because everybody's going to buy it probably online, have it mailed to their house. So everybody having the same book is going to be a very obvious thing to anybody watching. Yeah, a cipher. Thank you. A cipher. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think. I'm not, a spy, so I don't know how to keep all of this out of spying eyes. I really don't. and help with that would be greatly appreciated. So, anybody have any questions, suggestions, or anything like that? We are almost, wow, 25 minutes into me rambling here. So, yeah, please give me information or ask questions at will. I will try to get to them all. I know I miss a lot of questions. I know I'm not very good at reading very fast, and I miss things constantly. And yeah, I'm trying to make the chat box bigger here on my screen so I can see everything. There we go. And yeah, I'm gonna disassemble that because I really think I'm gonna just drop the thing here eventually. There we go. The top of the coffee horn. I'm scrolling up a little bit. Yeah, Prepper Nation, it is very sad. It's a very sad day indeed when you have to set something like this up in your own nation because you're worried about the controlling party of the nation. Patriot Cowgirl, a VPN is nothing more than an antivirus theory type thing. Now, an antivirus in theory doesn't do anything but give a backdoor into your computer from whoever made the antivirus. VPNs are a false sense of security. A lot of people talk a lot about them. It would take a very powerful computer on a very powerful network to be able to not trace it. So I would not put my hope in VPN security at all. It is interesting, and yeah, it will make Google Chrome believe that you are not where you are. If you check your location on Google, it'll tell Google that you're somewhere else. But your internet service provider still knows exactly what you are, can still see everything you are sending through their network. So unless you have your own network, yeah, hiding your IP address is not possible. It's not possible. Your internet service provider controls that IP address. So yeah, you're hiding it from Chrome or from whatever browser you're using, but the internet service provider still has your IP. They're the ones who assigned it to you. Yeah, and you're not hiding it from them. Now you can get IP spoofers, put them on your computer, install them yourself, but that's going to constantly update it through your internet service provider. Using that with a VPN, you might have a little better. The other thing you're going to need to do is spoof your MAC address, because a MAC address is basically a computer's, for the best way to explain it, I guess, is your computer has an identifying number, almost like the VIN number on your car, and that comes through your computer in the form of a MAC address. That's the easiest way to explain it. And they're tracking that as well. So you have to get spoofers with MAC addresses. You have to get spoofers for IP addresses, and yeah. So anybody on modern technology, like a cable internet, you have a modem. Your modem is where your IP address is. So your IP address, you really have to have some very expensive, powerful software to block that IP address from your own modem that's going out to your own internet service provider. I mean, there's just no way to hide from these people. They've been doing it a lot longer than we have. So, yeah. Indiana Prepper, yeah, your VPN, it's not hiding from your ISP. Now, if you want to hide things from people in your house, there's a lot cheaper ways to do it. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree that we are already compromised. We already are. We were compromised before we even had the idea. I mean, all of us, everyone on the internet's compromised. So I have no delusions that they're not watching. I mean, when you start getting emails from people who were in the CIA, you know they're watching. That's just obvious. Susie Q, the underground had a history. It would hang a certain color tablecloth or sheet outside on the clothesline. A lamp would be, or in modern times, if we still were on grid, you could have a different colored light bulb on your porch light. It would have to be something that your neighbors aren't randomly doing just because they seen you do it and thought it was cool. So yeah, we would have to consider that. Or, I mean, they have smart bulbs now with color changing. You could just, I don't know, make it flash red, white, and blue. I really, yeah, it's a good idea. But hanging something like a cloth outside would probably be better, just because then your neighbors aren't going to copy it. Yeah. What was it the old barber shops used to do? It's how they got the red and white spinny thing. They used to hang the the towel that had the blood on it. Yeah, let's just hang bloody towels outside. That'd work. Well, and the problem with the hanging a cloth or even the light is most of the people aren't coming directly to someone's property. They're coming to a check-in location somewhere within 1 to 3 miles of the property for security reasons, so that the network location can scout, make sure that they are who they say they are, things like this. Make sure that there's not an army of bandits, I guess, per se, marauders waiting for them, things like that. James, Discord is just as compromised as everything else. They are watching that as well. So I don't trust that any more than I trust email service. And that is a good idea. In your check-in location, you could tie a ribbon somewhere near it or somewhere right by it. Assuming your check-in location is not in Walmart's parking lot. If your check-in location's at Walmart's parking lot or at a truck stop or anywhere like that, yeah. Another good idea is if you're in a vehicle or for network users to have similar cloth, either a wristband or some kind of cloth tied around their upper arm, or I don't know, a scarf. Maybe we'll all wear the same color mask. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Identifying people and keeping people secure is the thing to do. But like everyone else agrees, they're already watching. They're just already watching. So they're going to know. So, I mean, really the bug out network isn't going to help you if you are running from, any one of the legal entities that are, going to start hunting people down, probably already are. It's not going to help you hide from it. It might help you hide from that, but only on the short term. And that's going to compromise network locations and possibly compromise the network itself. Good morning, JT. I have coffee. I had it in the horn, but it was becoming awkward. But hey, we'll try it again. Yeah, skull. That's what they say. Skull, SKOL, right? In Viking culture. Yeah, I believe it's a Norwegian word or Swedish word that just means salute or cheers, basically. Good morning, James Hoggle. Yeah. It has this stand. You see, I have a stand and I put it on the stand. There we go. That we'll just, yeah, that works right there. I'm just going to leave it there for the rest of the time. Sip my coffee. Yeah. How's that work? You got, yeah, I like that. I like that. That works well. Is it SKA with a weird thing above it? L? See, I don't know. I'm bad with words. I'm bad with words that are not in the language that I barely speak. Yeah, Susie, I was a nobody too until I said something about this bug out network on my channel, and then suddenly I'm on several extra lists. I'm sure I was already on a list somewhere, but now I'm definitely on a couple extra lists. My level has been increased. I've gone from down here to somebody who's somewhat annoying to up here to somebody who are watching because he's more annoying than usual. So yeah, that's how I feel about it, at least. Yeah, that is a good idea to wear certain things. Eventually, gremlin flags. Yeah, we'll just all march down the road with big gremlin flags, like we're a medieval style army. Just holding up the gremlin flag everywhere we go. We'll have, for every what is it, 100 people, we'll have another person, another flag person. So, yeah, that won't get you shot. Uh, ah, Life with Bobby. Thanks for clearing that up for me. But yeah, I don't watch football either. I don't. I used to watch football, and I'll tell you the last time I watched football was the last time Peyton Manning played a football game. So I don't know how long ago that's been. I really don't. Yeah, Mike, are you trying to get me in trouble, man? It's bad enough the things I've been downloading to my computer lately. I found I probably shouldn't name it, the Anarchist Cookbook. I found it, the original. Anybody want it? I'm probably putting that taking it off of the external hard drive, putting it on one of those tiny little micro SD cards, and keeping it next to a hammer. Or my camping stove. I'll just keep it right next to my camping stove. Maybe I'll just duct tape it to the top of the stove, so all I got to do is light it real quick, completely destroy the SD card. It is an awesome book. I found it in PDF version, free. Because, yeah, I got it. There's been a lot of information being passed around my Discord server, which just elevated me a little higher on their list, probably, or whoever else that shared it, and probably anybody else that's in there now. Yeah, you're welcome. Basically, I have every manual from the military, all of them, just every one of them for the last, like, I don't know, 70 years, including this one's still on my desktop. Let's see if I can find the name of it. The Insurgents and Counterinsurgency Guide. I have that one. Let's see, what's this one? This one's the Improvised Munitions Handbook. That's probably a bad thing to be naming. What else do I have on here? So anyway, this is why we have backups. Hutch Homestead is my backup for when something happens to me and I disappear off of here, if that occurs. The Engineer Bible. Let me check. I will check. I have a lot of them. I'm telling you. Where was that? The other screen over here. I got to scroll up, click that button, and that button. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I have an engineer's handbook. Let's see. Booby traps. Yay. Combat skills. Deal the first deadly blow. Sniper training. What's that one? Map reading. Counterinsurgency operations. Special forces sniper. Unconventional warfare. Ranger handbook. I have the Ranger handbook. That's for sure. Yeah. Carpentry. I have carpentry. I guess that could kind of count. Operator's manual. Welding theory and application. The gorilla and how to fight him. Physical security. I don't have enough time to read all of this stuff. I really don't. I just don't. But, yep, I have all of it. It's there. The Last 100 Yards. That sounds very familiar. It really does. Somewhere next to me, I have it's over there. I have Sun Tzu's The Art of War. I definitely enjoy reading that periodically. But any suggestions anyone has, probably shouldn't be posting them in the live stream. Go ahead and send them to my email. It's at least secure. Well, probably not, because Google and YouTube are all the same thing. So my email is a Gmail account. So they're probably watching it either way. So just do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want. Yeah, that works for me. The Trapper's Bible. Now, that one, I haven't read it, but I do think I have a copy of it somewhere. Hillbilly Homesteader, good morning. And yeah, coffee. I started talking about cookbooks, and I think we lost John. Did he disappear out of here? Prepper Nation, where did you go? He didn't want to be marked. I'm trying to fix the camera. It's up too high. There we go. Now we can see the Grim Survival logo. Yeah, Mike, I agree with you on big tech. I agree. I really wish that Trump would just create his own social media platform. I would go join it right away just because. I just wish he would. That would be an interesting platform. I wonder what he would name it. Real news? I don't know. But it would be an interesting thing if he would do it. Somebody needs to give him the suggestion. But any questions about the bug out network and, any questions at all, put them in all caps. I will do my best to answer them. Any suggestions, also put them in all caps. I will do my best to read them. I'll go back through the live stream a little bit later and get to reading them. I do want to make a note at my time sundown tonight till my time sundown tomorrow. I will be observing the Sabbath as usual, and I will not be responding to any emails, Discord, YouTube comments, or pretty much doing anything whatsoever other than reading one of my copies of this because I have several of them. Yeah, I have 2 copies of the same book sitting right there. King James Bible would be a good cipher, except for the fact that, everybody's King James Bible is slightly different. It could be different by how old it is. It could be different by if you have the New King James, the Old King James, and even similar copies from similar times can just be a little different. So it could mess up a code very quickly. Yeah, James, if you have sent me an email, I have already added you. If you've sent me the email and specifying what you are contributing. So people, when you're sending emails, just let me know in the email if you're a network user, a network location, if you and what your location is willing to do. If you are a location, or if you're both, include that information as well. The only thing I ask in the email is not your location, but what state you are in. So, I can keep track of it in the list and we will get the actual coordinates and the information sent over to you from Patriot Cowgirl when that occurs. I do have several emails to go through. I haven't done it yet this morning because I haven't been awake very long. I haven't. So, yeah. So I will be getting to as many emails as I can before sundown tonight because, like I said, I won't be doing nothing. 3,000 miles of string and a can. That's a good idea, Hutch. I'm going to let you run the string. I will collect cans. Yeah. Thank you, Patriot Cowgirl. I don't know if there's any Canadians in the chat. I know we do have one Canadian location currently. One. I think it's one. Yeah, one. Which reminds me, we are trying to expand. I have actually talked to Bjorn just a little bit about setting it up in his particular area and just a little bit. And he suggested some people to contact in different areas for setting it up over there. Obviously, I wouldn't be heading that because I don't live there and I don't know enough about the landscape or how things operate to do that. But I would definitely be helping as much as I can. Any questions on the regions or anything like that that I might be able to answer if I forgot something? Checking my notes over here. I'm hoping I didn't forget things. Hoping I didn't forget things. I'm always forgetting something, especially when it's too early in the morning. So, yeah, that's it. We can all just hang spam, like a little spam flag or a spam bandana type of thing, or everybody just buy a spam mask. That would work. Yeah, priests, pastors, etc. What are we stepping them up to do? Churches would be a viable check-in location, shelter location. Also, a very good way to pass information. So, yeah, although I don't attend any churches currently, I haven't attended a church in almost 2 years just because of bad experiences. And yeah, but yeah, the spam underground. Are we just trying to make sure Angry Prepper's not a part of this at all? We're just trying to run him out of here. I don't want to run out Angry Prepper. I need him to walk in front of me when we're walking into the crowds. I do, because yeah, he's a lot bigger than I am, and I can hide pretty easily behind him. I can like peek around the corners like he's a tree and do the things. Pew pew. Yeah. Blue Ridge Prepper, thank you. And I appreciate you as well. Thank you very much. Combat Bacon, we do have, I think, 2 New York locations already. Sean M., how's it going? And good morning. Yeah, I will be running the stream here for about 15 more minutes. So if you guys got questions or anything I can answer, or any suggestions, please let me know. Yep, OFC Nation, I agree completely. Truck stops are essential and open 24 hours and would make a viable check-in location, but only if the locations are near a truck stop. So a lot of these locations are in very rural areas and not near interstate highways where truck stops are usually located. Yeah, coffee horn. I got to say, it rests very well on my leg. I can just set it right there on my leg and keep my hand on it. Trying not to spill it is yeah, as long as I'm holding it, I won't spill it. I mean, we could all, consider a yellow flag with a certain saying and a snake on it, but I mean, that would be obvious probably. I encourage everyone, if you haven't done so already, to join the Discord server. Link should be in the description. We do have a lot more in-depth conversations, not going into too many details when we're talking, but we do have a lot of very interesting conversations on there. Just keep in mind the general chat in Discord is just general chat. It's not really got, it's just people talking is really all it is. There is a section in Discord that is named Mag Creation, where people are sharing state information and trying to form groups, which is very good and helpful. To that effect, we also have an Indiana Mag that I am a part of, and we are trying to get as many people as we can to come over to the Indiana Mag. If you are interested in that, please send me an email. I will try to get you information for our next meeting. Yeah. Flag with the red cross. There we go. Knights Templar flags. That'd work. Yeah, there is a lot of information flying around about what happened and what was going to happen and what is going to continue to happen. And I agree, it was all a setup. I agree. As for the woman who perished, the one that they shot, I'll just say it. There's a lot of talk about that. I've heard comments of that it didn't even actually happen, that it was just a false flag. I've heard comments from people who witnessed it happen and said most certainly it did. I've heard people that say that she was walking away when it happened and it was more of an execution. But I wasn't there. I didn't see it. This is just information that I'm getting from third-party sources, and some of them are even past the third party because they weren't there either. So yeah, just we don't know what to believe at this point, but I can tell you that anybody going and causing problems near the Capitol especially on the 21st, will be arrested and charged. So I encourage everyone to just stay away from the area. There is absolutely no point to going, none whatsoever. Gray Man Prepping. I think I seen your email already. I think I did. I've gotten so many emails. Some of them have absolutely blended together. So yeah, and I'm bad with remembering names, which is why we're setting up an inventory control type system with numbers, because I can remember numbers a lot easier than names. Hutch, that's an interesting thing. Stay safe, man. Don't forget your boomstick when you're going to confront the three big, you know what, white boys. Was there a reason to like classify them as white boys? I just curious. That was curious. Gray Man, you can be it if you want to be. I mean, it's going to be very obvious. That's really not how the system works, but if that's what you want to be, man. Welcome back, Liz Rambo. Yeah, we are going to see increasing amount of censorship. This is my prediction. This is not fact, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Question everything. I haven't said that lately. Question everything. I need to make that shirt. I really do. The question everything shirt. I'm going to make that. See if I can get it up today. Question everything shirt will be on my Teespring really soon. So yeah, we are talking about encryption. Encrypted communications is definitely the way to go. We're definitely going to have a means to pass information back and forth between locations and users. So encrypted communications. That is one of the goals. Right now, laying groundwork and getting set up, making sure all locations have a check-in and we have coordinates to those check-ins. So yeah, just making sure. That's what we're doing now. Double checking everything, making sure we're good to go. Spencer, I disagree with that statement, and I'll just leave it at that. Patriot Cowgirl, that is a very good idea, actually. I think we do have several people from the area, Sean, that could possibly help with that in the Discord. Elusive prepper, probably. Just saying, probably. I use a strop. Yes, I really do. I have a few different strops. I've used my belt. I have a piece of leather for it, but I was actually using my strop yesterday. So here, let me put this down, and I'll show you which strop I was using because I was stropping my EDC. So this is my Work Sharp Kin Onion Edition, and attached to it is a stropping belt. So this is a leather stropping belt, came with stropping compound, and yeah, it worked really well. Really, really well. Shaving sharp now is what my EDC is. I was, like I said, stropping it yesterday. And yeah, it's still plugged in. So yeah, that's what I do when I'm sitting at my desk and I'm taking a break from things is I'm stropping EDC things. I was not doing it to this one. This is my other one. I'm trying to figure out where I put the thing. It's probably behind the light, and that's why I can't see it. Yeah, it's back there somewhere. Maybe. I don't know. It's somewhere on this desk because I had taken it off for various reasons. But yeah, this thing doesn't need stropped because this is my Leatherman, obviously, and yeah. Harvey, no, we haven't set that up yet. That is definitely the next thing we're doing is setting up communication like that. So I'm getting all the network location, network check-in location coordinates are coming into the mail. And the next thing to do beyond that is to set up communication on-grid and off-grid communication. On-grid communication obviously will be radio frequencies, emails if people are willing to do that, but that's, not my recommendation for sure. But frequencies for each individual place. I don't want everybody being on the same frequency. That is just a bad idea. So each individual location will have its own frequency, and we're going to tie that into the locations identifying code. Yeah, elusive prepper. I do have a motor on mine. It's basically a miniature belt grinder or belt sander, and it came with a lot of different belts for sharpening blades, from really aggressive to really fine. And then the stropping belts that I got for it were third party. I bought them on, after. Yeah, we were talking about the effectiveness of a VPN recently, and I just encourage you to go back and watch that. Just to basically summarize it, VPNs are a false sense of security. Yeah, you can delete all you want on your device. I can take my phone right here, wipe it completely clean. I can do this with my computer, and then I can plug this into my computer, and I can pull off every picture you've ever deleted off of that thing for the last 3 years, at least the last 3 years. And I've done it before. I've done it with iPhones. I've done it with Androids. I've done it with computers. So deleting things isn't that effective either. If you really want something gone, destroy your hard drive. Yeah. That's the only way you're getting rid of it. See, how hard drives work is when you delete something, it puts it in a small little compartment that you can't access. I can. And pretty much anybody who knows anything about them, about hard drives and how they work, they can also. This includes law enforcement and government agency. LHP channel, thank you for joining the coffee club. Hey, I got to have a drink of coffee to that. I appreciate you being here. SIM cards really only store your contact information. SIM cards don't store anything else. A SIM card is basically how your device knows what network to connect to. What is actually storing the data and information for the most part is a hard drive built into these things. And these things have a micro solid state drive in them. A lot of these things, like this one in particular, also has the ability to put in a micro SD card, and that is just an alternate way to store information, but that information still passes onto your main hard drive. Papa Bear, you are correct. Hard drives are not easy to destroy, especially the newer ones, solid state drives. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We the people with solid state drives, like are in most cell phones and are in most computers, a magnet is only partially effective. The best thing you can do to a solid state drive is get a good fire going and toss it in, and make sure it's really hot. I'm talking about steel melting hot. And yep, a drill possibly would work, but yeah, you would have to be pretty precise with a drill, especially if we're talking about a hard drive that's the size of my hand, or the size of even bigger. Some of them are bigger if you have an older one. But yeah, a drill is only going to be partially effective as well. Yeah, kill it with fire. Kill it with fire is my number one recommendation if you are trying to get rid of a hard drive. Liquid acid would probably do the job. I don't have any. I've never tested that theory. But yeah. Yeah, if you have a burn barrel and it's burning nice and hot, yeah, that would take care of it. Let me just, I'm not going to tell you why. Okay, I'm not going to tell you why, but I once, and this was a long time ago, I once took a solid state drive and threw it under a deck and left it there for about a year. That solid state drive still worked a year later. Now, this deck was not covered. It didn't have a porch. It was just a deck. That solid state drive had mud in it, water in it, everything else. I took it in. I put it in some rice. I let it dry for about 2 days. I shoved it in a computer. All the information was still there. So that's what I'm saying about these drives. And solid state drives is what all of these devices have in it. And the cell phones, they're all running solid state drives. So yeah, it's very difficult to destroy them. Yeah, you could just pass it to Hillary. It'll definitely disappear. She's an expert. That's a good idea, Hutch. Very good idea. Didn't Hillary disappear? I thought she disappeared. I was hoping she would. Nope. Soaking your solid state in water will not do the job. I left it out there for a year in the rain, in the mud. It still worked. 762 SKS. My thoughts on it, or I, just go ahead and send me one. I'll try it out, and then I'll give you my my review. Yeah, just go ahead and send it here. I'll review it for you. Put it on my Patreon, even. All right, so I am a little bit over the hour mark. What do we got here? 133 in the chat. I'm less than 100 likes, guys. Come on. And I don't even know how many dislikes because I don't pay real attention to the dislikes. I'm sure there's a few. There's always a few, right? Only in my lives. I don't really get a lot of dislikes in my regular videos, but my lives. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, I posted another one of my You Might Be a Prepper videos. It went online early this morning. I was up until 3 a.m. making the video, and I had an issue with the end of the video on the original end. That was pretty much the exact same end as there now. The original the original video had a copyright flag on it, and I had to completely take it back down and redo the end of it and put it back online. Anyway, I know the video at the end was not as funny as the typical prepper video that I make, so sorry, but it was needed for me. I just felt it was needed. So again, I want to challenge anybody who has their own YouTube channel. Watch the beginning of this live stream. I put a challenge there for you. Anybody who has a YouTube channel, no matter what kind of channel it is, there's a challenge there for you. Yeah, this is my coffee. I could start making horny coffee jokes. I really could, but I'm not going to do it. This thing's cool though. I like it. I do like it. But I'm going to go back to the Yeti. Yep, going back to the Yeti. But anyway, I'm going to go. If anybody has any last second questions, throw it in all caps. I'll give it just about 60 seconds. I'll try to answer it really quickly. I have not eaten yet today, so I'm going to go make I don't know, breakfast or lunch. It's really time for either at this point. But I'm hungry, so I'm going to go eat. Harold, I didn't see a comment from you. I will check up. But that's the first comment you've posted that I've seen. I know if it has a link in it, YouTube will block it. And I won't even see it to to show it. Like I just seen We the People Prepping's comment, and I had to click the show button on there. But if it has a link in it, it usually won't let me even see it at all. Even if you accidentally put a dot in it, like it tries to link something, like it thinks it might have been a link, it'll block that also. So that's, yeah. Telegraph was hardwired. Yeah, it was. It went through old copper, the precursor to phone lines. Yeah, that is correct. Muzzle flash. Only mods can post links. Or me. I can post a link in this one. I can't post a link anywhere else. Heartland Survival, if I mysteriously go silent, Hutch Homestead will be taking over for me. And if Hutch goes silent, I encourage you, Hutch, to have a backup to you as well. And yeah, everyone should have a will and testament. Everyone should have it. If you haven't done so already, yeah, do it now, because you just never know. You just never know. Harold, thank you for the email. I'll check that in just a little bit. But yeah, I am definitely going to eat. I am hungry. Me and this thing are just going to, this would make a good weapon. It's ceramic up here, so it probably only get one good hit. But I just think I could club somebody one good time with this, especially if it's full of coffee. It's got some weight to it. It's not full anymore, but yeah, it's got some weight if it's full of coffee. And I can just thump. Yeah. So, I don't know if I could sharpen this. That would be interesting. OFC Nation, you can go live. You really can. You can use StreamYard to go live. You can use Streamlabs OBS to go live. Those are third-party programs. They both have free options, and you can do mobile lives or over the computer lives with both of those programs. The 3-letter orgs have your voice from YouTube. Yep. Yeah, I know. They can track me. I know, Harvey. I know. But yeah, I'm going to go. I'm hungry. So I will see you guys a little bit later. Maybe I'll see you later. Like I said, tonight after dark is the Sabbath, and I won't be on here doing anything. So if you don't hear from me anytime before the rest of the day or at all tomorrow, I have not been taken. More than likely, have not been taken away. I'm just observing the Sabbath. So everybody have a very blessed rest of your day. Please just stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. And yeah, if you're a spiritual person, say a prayer for not only yourself, but for our nation as a whole. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.